Greetings, everybody. It is Silver Thunder coming at you again, the extraordinarily ordinary gaming squirrel, and we are rolling back up with another episode of Call of Duty Black Ops Team Deathmatch. Once again, utilizing Plutonium mod client for Call of Duty Black Ops 1, as well as bot warfare. It's good to see everybody again. Well, proverbially speaking, you're going to have to do the fourth wall thing here with me. But I am going to be talking about something a little bit more weighty than usual today. Of course, I like to keep things chill, civil, casual, and whatnot, and would very much like our comments to do the same. But, I am a very thoughtful kind of squirrel. Maybe it's because I have a little bit more time than the average squirrel when it comes to gathering and other things, that I can actually kick back and relax and actually do some noodling in the old noodle. And today we're going to be, there was a topic that I had saw in the prompt list that had come up that I had mentioned a few videos ago about why people and squirrels crave escapism. Now, it's definitely interesting to consider because, like I said, most of my, fuzzy compatriots really don't have the time or the wherewithal to think about those kind of things. Too busy surviving and whatnot. And I was like that too. I totally understand that. But I know this is a really prevalent thing for humans, especially in this modern culture of, at the time of recording, it's 2026. And I just wanted to mull over that a little bit more. And before we really hop into it, one of my favorite things to do and one of my favorite places to go, coincidentally, is dictionary.com to define exactly what escapism is, to make sure that we're all kind of on the same talking ground. And we'll pull that up right now. According to dictionary.com, escapism is the avoidance of reality by absorption of the mind in entertainment or in an imaginative situation, activity, and etc., and so on. So, without further ado, let's escape into this escapism discussion. I think one of the first things that we need to look at whenever it comes to the definition is to really cement what does escapism really look like for, me, the average squirrel, or the average human being. And I feel like it's not just video games. I feel like video games are a really big common target when it comes to escapism. And sure, yeah, I'll grant that. Yeah, it's a very much an escapist thing. Whenever I've had a stressful day gathering acorns and doing other things, it's really easy to come to video games and just try to use them to unwind, to get away from the real world there for a little bit. But I don't think it's just limited to TV. The definition set entertainment, there's like TV, music. I even think like sports and like physical activities like that, and even acting, doing your hobbies, other things are in themselves can be forms of escapism. Anything that you really kind of like have to lose yourself into. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking of whenever we're thinking of escapism. Oh, and speaking of escapism, about to escape this mortal coil. Ooh, yeah. Did not make that jump. But I think the next thing that comes from that, especially thinking about, I think video games in particular really get the brunt of this discussion, is escapism inherently good or bad? For many people, especially when we're thinking about myself as a parent to small kids, how do I want how do I want to regulate escapism from them? And then also like in religious circles, like, one of my own, I'm a Christian squirrel, and there's a big stigma that comes with escapism, like you feel like you're wasting your life if you're escaping into other things. And whenever I look at that, whenever it comes to escapism, playing games, whatnot, I really think that much like many, many other things in this life, it's really moderation is the key. How much are you plugging into the other world? Like, is it overtaking other things? Is it overtaking some of those aforementioned hobbies? Is it taking over your life with your friends? Is it taking you away from your family? And if that is the case, if you are, and you know, I have a bit of an addictive personality myself, just to be completely frank. If I'm allowing myself to just completely get lost in these Black Ops games for all day long, and I neglect, you know, going to my job, taking care of my kids, things like that, spending time with my wife, then yeah, escapism can be pretty bad. But you know, I like to relegate this time to specific, usually about the first couple hours in the morning before I get up and do my thing. So yeah, let me know what you think. If escapism is inherently good or inherently bad, or if it's really what you make of it. Very interested to know what your thoughts are. Throw it up in the comments. But the crux of the question, before we get to the end of the match here, why do people crave escapism in 2026? You know, it's a big stress relief and things like that. And people, you know, people really nowadays, and squirrels too. Can't forget my fuzzy brethren. But girls, people, boys, girls, everybody, we face a hard world nowadays. 2026 is not an easy place, or not an easy time to live in. There's a lot of stressors that's going on, a lot of crazy things in the world, you know, affecting some other people to a greater degree than others. And, you know, as for me as a squirrel, you know, we have many natural predators, so I'm having to constantly keep on the lookout of those while we're trying to survive and things. Yeah, it's very common. What do we do? You know, escapism is a way that people can deal with that, can kind of shut off and be shielded from that. But I don't think that using it just as a way to get away from the world and get away from these problems instead of dealing with it is necessarily the healthy way to go. In some aspects, you know, I feel like that we need to allot the time for escapism. A lot of time for us to unwind and decompress, but then there are other times where we really have to face exactly what's going on. And really, I think what's really difficult for us in this generation is to just simply unplug from technology. I say, you know, as I'm on a YouTube channel, but really to unplug and mull these things over and really think about them, and, you know, in my case, yeah, pray about them. Once you actually have spent some time sitting in the weight of something and really considering it and really pondering it, I feel like that it really does help when it comes to these sorts of things. So yeah, weighty stuff today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or if you have any situations of your own or any other forms of escapism that you consider or like to do, and throw them up in the comment below. Thank you very much for all the support that I have gotten so far on the channel. Please like, subscribe, and follow, and you'll get more content like this. Otherwise, this is the end of the match. It's been a fun one, and I will see you on the next one. This is Silver Thunder, signing out.